Okay, welcome back to our core activity. We're still continuing topic 9, lesson 3. I'm going to go ahead and read this for you. It says, so far in this topic, you have used proportional relationships to analyze and make predictions about data from baseball cap sales and blue jeans inspections. Proportional relationships are also used in paint mixing. Use this animation to see how. Okay, a painter wants the same shade of green paint that you see here, but in different amounts. Can you help the painter make different amounts of the same shade of green? So we know that we need to use blue paint and yellow paint to make green. And it looks like they're using a 2-to-1 ratio here. Okay, so in order to get this same shade of green, I'm going to have to use the same proportion. So if I type in, let's see, let's double the blue paint. So if we have 4, how much yellow would I have to mix in? Remember, it was 2-to-1, so this is going to be double of this one. So if we have 4 here, this is double of this, so this is going to have to be 2. And let's see if that comes up with the right shade of green. And we'll mix that. And that checks, that does work. Okay, so we are going to use this same proportions to fill out this table here, okay? So if we have 2 cups of blue, we have 1 cup of yellow. The ratio from blue to yellow is going to be 2-to-1. Okay, now let's say let's go ahead and put in 4. Okay, so remember, this is going to be double the amount of this one here. So, or we could actually say this is going to be half of this one. So if we have 4 here and we take half of that, that would be 2. And our ratio from blue to yellow would be 4-to-2. Let's do one more. Let's put in a 6. And remember, this one's going to be half the amount of this one here, okay? So we're going to go ahead and type in 3. And our ratio will be 6-to-3. Okay, now, if you notice, this says 2 divided by 1. 2 divided by 1 is 2. 4 divided by 2 is also 2. 6 divided by 3 is also 2. Okay, let's go ahead and move on. It says in question 1, you found different amounts of yellow and blue paint that create a certain shade of green. Use that work to answer the following questions. Well, I'm going to have to label this either blue paint or yellow paint. And it just depends which way we want to go. You could put either one on either side. I think I'm going to go with cups of blue paint. On the bottom. And over here, I will put cups of yellow paint. Okay, so our proportion, again, from blue to yellow is 2-to-1. So for every 2 cups of blue paint, so 1, 2, I have 1 cup of yellow. So I'm going to go ahead and make a dot. So for every 2 cups of blue, I have 1 cup of yellow. Okay, if I have 0 cups of blue, I have 0 cups of yellow as well. Okay, so if I have another 2 cups of blue, I have to add another yellow. And I'm going to keep following this pattern. Another 2 cups of blue for 1 yellow. Okay, I'm just going to keep going across, 2 cups of blue for 1 yellow. Okay, and once I made my dots here, I can make a line. I can graph my line. That's not very good. Let me try that again. Let me use a different size here. Okay, so now let's go ahead and answer these questions. It says, how do you know that the relationship you graphed is proportional? Okay, there's 2 things that we need to know. One, does it pass through the origin? It does. It starts right here at 0, 0. So that's the first thing I'm going to put on here is it passes through the origin, and it also has a constant rate. Okay, it's going to make a straight line. I know I didn't draw a perfectly straight line, but if I could, it would be perfectly straight. Okay, it passes through the origin and has a constant rate. Okay, so letter D says, write the function rule that you could use to find the number of cups of blue paint. Okay, you would need to make this shade of green given any number of cups of yellow paint. Why? Okay, so if they give you the yellow, right? And what would you have to do to yellow to make it equal the number of cups of blue? What do you have to do to this number to get the blue? Well, we have to multiply the yellow by 2. So we can write 2 yellows equals a blue.